Muzzy Camp Kitchen with Outdoor Edge Knife.
Hi, and welcome to the Muzzy Camp Kitchen. As you know, I shot a beautiful whitetail here in Colorado, and we butchered it up, and now we're gonna make some yummy stroganoff. First thing I'm gonna do is I cut off a nice piece of chuck from the deer, and now I'm just gonna slice it into about 1/4 inch strips, 1.5 to 2 inches long, and I'm gonna use about 3 pounds of this. And this is beautiful lean meat, nice and thin, because this is gonna cook up really fast. We have our 3 pounds now, and what we're gonna do now is just saute that real quickly in a saute pan in some olive oil. Okay, our oil is nice and hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and add our meat. And I like to cut it across the grain, because it just makes it that much more tender after it's cooked. I'm going to season it with just a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, our meat is just brown, so I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. And now I'm going to saute my mushrooms and my onions in another pan. I've got about 4 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to melt. Into that I'm going to add about a cup of sliced onions. And we're still working on high heat because everything cooks really fast here. And then we'll add our mushrooms. And you can add as many mushrooms as you want. We like mushrooms, so I don't know, 3 cups approximately. Okay, we'll let that saute for a few minutes until they all get nice and soft. Okay, so these are sauteed just until they're a little bit wilted, because they're going to cook more once we put everything together. So we'll set those aside. And now we're going to make our roux. So I'm going to turn this down just a little bit and put my saute pan there. And now I'm going to melt about 4.5 tablespoons of butter. And then once we add our flour to make our roux, it's going to thicken up real quickly. And then we're going to whisk it as we add our beef stock in there. So once that's all nice and melted, add our flour. And you see that thickens up right away when you do that. Okay, so as I'm whisking, now I've got 2 cups of beef stock here, and continue whisking. And as you whisk it so you don't get any lumps. Okay. So there it is, it's thickening up. Now I'm going to add 1 more cup, so that's a total of about 3 cups of beef stock. And then once that comes to a boil, it'll thicken a little bit more. We'll add back our mushrooms, our onions, and our meat. And then we'll put our sour cream and our Dijon mustard in. Okay, that's boiling, so now we're going to add our mushroom and onions. Last, all of our meat will go in there with all the juice. Okay, you can see how it's kind of thick already. Okay, so now we're going to add about 1/2 cup of sour cream. And the last thing will be the Dijon mustard, and then a little salt and pepper to taste, and we can serve this over some nice egg noodles. Here we're going to use about 3 tablespoons. Stir that really good. Taste it for spices a little bit here. Just a tiny bit of salt. And that's it. Okay, so our wild game stroganoff from that beautiful whitetail that I shot here in Colorado. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Muzzy Camp Kitchen. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook at Muzzy TV for all our great recipes. And stay tuned next week. We'll have another great recipe coming up.